Hi, fanatics. Some content time again from the vegan specialist. So, every so often, there's this scent that releases, and I would say 95% of the perfume community misses it. And it could be a number of reasons for that. The brand isn't as popular as before. And this could be the case of um, Oscar de la Renta. It was a very, very popular perfume brand, including designer brand in the 80s. Had a number of classic, both women and men scents that sell relatively cheap currently. There's still some on the market. Some of them are reformulations, but they have some classic scents. But in 2016, Oscar de la Renta released what is a classic in perfumery, Gentlemen. And like I said, 95% of the community, the content creators at that time in 2016, totally missed this. I believe one of the content creators I was following back then said, this is such a marvelous scent. And me back in 2016 being a fragrance fanatic, I'm a collector, I had to get it, right? And I think I picked this up easily around 20 something US. I recall seeing this back then, 2016, 2017, and Superfan selling for as low as 80 US for the 100 ml. But this is a marvelous scent. Now, this is, I would say, uh, fresh but aromatic scent profile. So the top notes in this is champagne. And you get the champagne note in this is refreshing and fizzy. It also has grapefruit and bergamot, and then it has cardamom. So you get this fizzy, sweet, citrusy opening. And the opening is so good, it's comparable to if anybody has ever smelled not Club de Newton 10s or the alternatives, the original Creed Adventus opening. I don't think very few clones have ever reproduced that bright opening. This is similar to that, except the note of champagne is prominent. And then it uses a tea note in the middle, rosemary. In the base, it has my favorite note profile, vetiver. It has some amber, it has some leatherwood. So it has a base to give it this manly feel. This is one of the scents I would say outside of Club de Neo, and I have a Hermes um, that I've got some of the most compliments on. And I've had this bottle for a long while. It has a relatively good bit in it. I don't use it much because this has been discontinued. You can't find a bottle of this anywhere. And just to tell you how good this is, I just want to show you what a bottle, because it's discontinued, currently sells on eBay. So you're looking at prices from 250 to 300. I've seen people do listings as far as 500 US for this. So on the discontinued second-hand market on eBay, people pay a leg and an arm to get the experience or own a bottle of this. I have, for decant, unfortunately, I've also raised my prices on this also because it's more now getting to experience something that has been discontinued and you're never going to get the opportunity to experience. So I have one or two scents like that that has been discontinued. I have the Dulce & Gabbana One Sport a bottle that most people have never seen in their life. So this is an absolute gem if you want a standout scent. I only use this now for special occasions because this bottle basically has to last, right? I was always angry with myself that I knew I was to buy backup bottles, and when people realize how good it was, then purchase out the rest. But I've been saying for the longest while I have to search some of those stores in Central and maybe down south because this was something that hardly would be bootlegged because of the price was so cheap. And I'm almost certain I'm sure somebody has this sitting down somewhere in the store that they don't know what it's actually worth and I can pick up a bottle. Thanks. I hope you found this interesting.